All right, here we go. Isn't that a song? What is it? Sticks, I think. I don't know. Anyway, good evening. It is Friday. We're going to be talking about the cyber attacks that have been going on, and we're going to get into that in a little bit here, and got some interesting things to share with you guys. Some thoughts about the whole thing. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everybody if we have any issues with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. And so just be patient, and we will get things squared away with that. Also, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you to please be decent in the chat, and no racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those rules, then we will have you booted out, as JJ there has the boot all ready to go. People who are lit up in blue are not going to tolerate nonsense. So just don't do it. It just makes it easy. Okay. I've had some people come on and say, I hate it when you say that. Well, that's just the way it is. Because unfortunately, some people like to try to come in and be disruptive, and so they get fair warning. That's just how it works. I'm equally gonna tell you, anybody, that I have expectations, and if you can't abide by those expectations, then you will suffer the consequences. That's just simple. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope all your weeks are doing good. Yeah, are we ready for a new governor? Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be the attorney general. I'm pretty sure that I saw that. Yeah, troll sanitizer is used here. JJ says that's right. Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to be the new attorney. Oh, they're all in. They're all kissing each other's butts now. So, but yeah, but anyway, so we're going to talk about this cyber attacks, and also here's the thing that I thought was interesting, and this I'm going to tell you what they said and how it is perceived, okay? Because I actually was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine about this, okay? So they're saying that the cyber attacks are most likely from Russia, okay? And this is what I find amazing. So people don't see that. What they see is these are attacks from Russia. So they're automatically in their head going, these cyber attacks that are happening on everything from hospitals to military stuff to wherever, all across the board, everything that's supposed to be super secure, people are getting into. Okay, they're going to automatically assume, oh, it's the Russians. Okay, and here's the best part too, and I had this discussion with my buddy as well. He says, yeah, these cyber attacks are from the Russians. And I said, supposedly from the Russians. He goes, yeah, but and Trump's not saying anything. He's real quiet. So my question would be, why is he so quiet about what is going on with these cyber attacks? That I would want to know. I would want to know what my president thought of what is going on with these cyber attacks. I have a problem, with that. So if somebody's saying it's China, I'm going to tell you what, this is what my thought would be, okay? It would not shock me. And I'm going to go back to something else to kind of give you an example, okay? It would not shock me if it's some nerdy 16, 17-year-old kid someplace playing, trying to see what he can do and what he can't do. And it not necessarily doesn't even have to be in the US. It can be anywhere. It wouldn't because these are the kids that's what they do. That's what they do. That's their whole life. They love that computer, and they know how to get into out of places, and it's a game for them. And I'm going to give you a great example of that game. Okay. Obviously everybody knows about swatting incidences now, right? Well, some of these kids, and it's kids because when I talked to the cops about my swatting incident, they said it's a group of 18, 20-year-old kids that do this, and it's a game for them. It's fun. They do it because it's fun. Okay. They scramble the IP address. The cops told me they probably would never get caught. That's how sophisticated they are. So if they can do that with such sophistication, what is going to stop them from, hey, I think I'm going to try to get into the CIA or, the military stuff and all that type of stuff? Okay. Now, could it be from another country probing our weaknesses, seeing what they can get into, what they can't get into? The idea, realistically, if you think about it, is to be able to get in, do what you want to do, and not get caught, right? And then you can go back in and do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. Okay. So again, um, wouldn't shock me if it's, young men and women playing a game, but it also wouldn't shock me if it was foreign actors probing, seeing what they can do, what they can get away with. There's a lot of very, very intelligent people out there, way more smart than any of us. That's their whole game. That's what they live, eat, and breathe. Where, computer wise, I'm not in that range or that savvy like they are. Um, so here's one of the things that I was, the federal computer systems were being attacked, and it says the levels um, of government are all at risk. Every level of government, okay, with their computers are all at risk. What it is they're using a program with solar winds. It's called. It's like a new, the latest and the greatest thing. And the company called Fire Eve is what they're attacking. They're like a security system type of thing, and they're the ones that are being attacked. Okay. Now here's the interesting thing about this, and I wanted to talk about this first because I think this is really important and people need to think about this. Persistent access. Okay. It's the ability to move past the entry point and getting into the system. They call it persistent access. And what that does is it maintains the ability to infiltrate content and be able to go in there anytime that they want without being detected or removed. And so that's the game. That's what they want. Okay. And this Bossert, Bossert, he said it could take years to learn the depth of the damage. And I want you to think about that, okay? What is my major concern? And I've talked about this a lot, so everybody knows. Yeah, Fire Eye. I'm sorry. Did I say that wrong? I probably did. I said fly, didn't I? No, I said I. Or I said Eve. I'm sorry. Yeah, Fire Eye. I'm sorry. Thank you. My main concern for a long time has been a grid down situation, an attack on our power grid, okay, where the lights go out and they're not coming back on for who knows how long. That is my major concern. And I was actually having this conversation today with someone. And like I said, that is my biggest concern because all of our systems, if it's run by a computer, there's somebody who knows how to get into it. No matter how much security you have, no matter how much protection. Deneen Starbaugh, I hope Denene. Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. They are, like I said, that whole anything that has a computer can be gotten into. That's scary. That is really scary if you think about it. Okay. Oh, and just so you know too, because only about 1,200 people watched the video, I did the review for Through Night as well. Okay. Today, and I'll show you that again. It is a BSS V4. Okay. I'm giving one of these away on this stream tonight. Not going to tell you when, but we're going to do a giveaway at some point, and I will tell you what you got to do at that point. Hey, Prepper Days. What about bad actors using the cover of New Year's to get hot when people... Oh, hold on a second. People are drunk and not full awareness. I'll even do you one better than that. Thank you very much for the question. I will do you one better than that. Now, we got Christmas coming up, right? So anyway, at some point tonight, I'm going to be giving away one of these flashlights. It's a $65 value. And so you can you're going to get a chance to win one tonight. The desert tan is what I'm going to be giving away. Okay. You said New Year's. Okay. Everybody's drunk and doing their thing. I'll do one better than that. What is the biggest travel day of the year, right? It's either Thanksgiving or Christmas. So everybody's traveled. Everybody's gone off to family, hanging out with family. If you do a grid down situation at that point, think about the ramifications of that. So you're not home, you're off with family, all the lights go out, not coming back on because they've done a cyber attack on the power grid. Now you got to try to get back home, number one, and try to get ready for whatever's going to happen, number two. Scary thing if you think about it. Really, really scary thing. Online hackers during the Christmas shopping. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a ton of that going on. Anyway, guys, let's see. Hey, Red Wolves 2015. If we have a cyber attack on our power grid, we will have a SHTF event in the U.S. Most people would go crazy with no cell phones. You're right, absolutely. We would lose more people very, very quickly, depending on how long the event would be. It would be a very, very, if it was anything like 6 weeks, let's say it was 6 weeks. Think about 6 weeks of no power. Okay, the power grid all across the country being down. You would be looking at a nightmare. And we're going to get into that. Hold on 1 second, guys. I hear somebody outside wanting to come in. Hi, Max. All right, it's really cold outside, so I heard him outside, and I was not going to let him stay out there. So, but anyway, really quickly, we're at 986 in the chat. We're at 325 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel, pushes us higher in the rankings. So that's another reason I would ask you to do that. And thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So there we go. So also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you for all those reasons. So anyway, a coordinated attack, like I said, would be devastating on this country for a lot of reasons. You have a lot of people that are compromised on ventilators. Think about just even the number of people that use a BiPAP for helping with their breathing, just because of breathing issues and stuff like that, and they need that because they have sleep apnea. There wouldn't be anything like that. So you would have issues because of that reason as well. Okay. Also, with a grid down situation, and I've talked about this before, and the people that I was talking with today, they were like, "Oh wow, I never even thought of that." Now I heat with wood. Okay, so no matter what happens, if the power grid goes down, well, I have my own solar system anyway, or power system. But if there was a coordinated attack, how many people, especially in the Northeast, how many realistically heat with wood or have some kind of backup system where they have a wood stove or a fireplace or something like that and have the wood on hand to burn? Okay, so there's the other thing. That's the other part of it. If they might have a fireplace, they might have a wood stove, but do they have the wood to burn? A lot of them don't. They don't. They're not prepared for those type of things. If I, like I said, if I was going to go after this country, like I said, Christmas would be a perfect time because we're into winter. It's cold in a lot of places in the country. There's no way that people can heat their homes. And you would see a tremendous amount of people die because they froze to death in their own homes. Without having access to gasoline and stuff like that, very quickly travel would come to a halt. Again, if you can't put the gasoline in the plows and all that type of stuff, the first snowstorm that came through, everybody would be locked in wherever you are. Again, with that, let's talk about something that's obviously very realistic. 95% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2-week disaster, let alone any other lengthy type of disaster. So you take the combination of wintertime, no power, not having more than 2 weeks worth of food. Now you're locked in your home. What are you eating? What are you eating? Okay. All of that encompassed, you would be talking about a tremendous amount of deaths all over the place. And then throw a little something else on top of that. You're going to have roving gangs of people looking to go get food, and they're going to be going house to house to house to get food, to see what's there, what kind of supplies that they can pillage from, whatever the case may be. You know, um, it is unbelievable how it could snowball really quickly into something bad. My neighbor's calling, and I can't talk to him right now because I'm on a live stream. But again, a lot can feed into the whole thing. So it's a perfect storm, if you will, with that type of situation. Uh, Scared and desperate people, no power, wintertime, okay, no way to heat your home. I mean, now some people do, okay, some people do. That's great. But again, even if you have that way to heat your home, how much food do you have? How prepared are you to be sitting in a long term situation where you have to basically lock down and then protect what you have from people that want to take what you have? Those are things to think about too. It's good to have extra propane for the grill and the buddy heater for a grid down. Absolutely. James Osborne just said that. You're absolutely 100% right. Very, very important. Even with the big if I could speak, the big propane tank that I have a 330 gallon propane tank, right? I still have 1 pounders. I still have the 20 pounders for the gas grill. I have a bunch of backups for those as well. Again, it's just redundancy, making sure you have more than what you need. What I would do, would I be using the gas grill? Probably not. I would probably be, obviously we would be using the wood stoves and cooking on both of the wood stoves from, my house and Mom and Becky's house as well. So that 40 pounds of propane and about 12 or so 1 pounders here. There, you know what? Double that minimum, double that prepping 101. That's not a bad thing to have. But the 1 pounders are nice if you have like a Coleman, you know, cooking grill. They're nice to have for that. But if you have a wood stove, or if you have a way to set something up outside that you can cook outside if you had to, okay, that would be the way to go. Don't burn up your propane for that if you don't have to. Yeah, backups for your backups. Exactly. It's just having different options is a smart way to do it. Okay. Very, very smart. Be prepared the best that you possibly can. Now, again, let's say you have a wood stove, and I talked about this a moment ago. If you have a wood stove, how much wood do you have on hand? Is that going to get you through a winter if it had to? Most likely, the answer for most people is going to be absolutely not. They may have one or two face cord or rick, if depending on what part of the country you're in. Now, if your primary heat source is that wood stove, then obviously most people are prepared in that aspect. But most people are not. They're not. And so you're going to have people coming to you looking for help or looking for wood or whatever the case may be. So again, these are things that people need to think about ahead of time because it's going to be, if they're, I believe the cyber attacks that are happening right now, and this is just my thought, okay? Take it or leave it. It could be, could not be, who knows? But my thought is the cyber attacks that we are having right now are probing exercises. All right. Testing out the weaknesses, see what they can be found out or not. Hey, Route Terror. My family and I always talk about getting eaten first for the last resort of survival when we've run out of food. I couldn't even imagine doing that. Yeah, who to eat first? Exactly. That's exactly right. Because I'll be honest with you. You look at, thank you very much for the statement, and thank you for the donation as well. If you look at the Andes football team, go back and watch that movie. 1972, I believe it was. They crashed in the mountains up in the Andes, I believe it was, and they were not being rescued, and there were survivors. and they actually had to eat other people that had died on that plane to survive. Now think about having to be at that position, and the only way that they were rescued is a couple of them walked out. Now think about that. No climbing gear, having to walk out of that situation to try to go get help for the other survivors, and they did. But that's something. Oh, the Donner Party as well. Absolutely, there's another example of that. But again, yep, the movie's called Alive. You're right. Yep, great movie. I think it is important to watch because it shows the possibility of what could happen. Any one of us can sit here right now, any one of us, with a full belly and say, oh, I wouldn't do that. But faced with that situation of life or death, most of the people watching, myself included, if I had to do it to survive, I probably would. I wouldn't want to. I don't want to eat nobody. So again, why do I prepare? Why do I prep the way that I do? Because I don't want to eat anybody. I would rather have everything squared away, have enough that when I can get through a winter, if we had to, with no power and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you what, and again, people always talk about, because of where I live, how it's not a good spot to be. And I think it is a great spot to be. You know, New York State sucks. Our governor's an idiot. Our taxes are horrible. The gun laws here absolutely suck as well. Okay, that's a given. Okay, but once you get out of the cities, it's pretty decent place to live. Beautiful country, the whole 9 yards. But the advantage to me in a grid down situation or any kind of situation that would happen where it was like devastating to mankind, I am in a fantastic spot because we are ready to handle if the lights went out tomorrow for everybody else, because they wouldn't go out for us, okay? But if the lights went out for everybody else tomorrow, unless it was an EMP or EM or EMC, okay? If it was one of those type of situations, then obviously everybody's in the same boat. But I prep because I don't want to eat anybody. Exactly. That's I don't. Not my idea of a good time. Hey, are we eating grandma's thigh today? I'm not really into it. Sorry, just not my thing. But again, and I jest and I make a joke out of it, but realistically, I don't want to. That's not really something that I would want to do. So being prepared to handle that situation so that you don't have to, that's the way to be. But anyway, with saying that, being here in the Northeast, if we had to sit tight and not leave, and if you couldn't leave because the roads were impassable and all those type of stuff, my biggest threat are my neighbors. That's it. That's my biggest threat. And realistically, hopefully, we would be willing to work together. I think a lot of my neighbors would be willing to work together. I've talked to a few of them. We've already discussed certain things in that what if type of situation. Guys, I see we're at 1233 on the in the chat. We're 486 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask again really quickly. A little hot sauce goes a long way, right? Exactly. Spices are important. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet to show support for the channel, I would ask you to please do that, and thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the higher it pushes us up in the rankings. So thank you very much for that reason as well. And so also then the third reason, obviously I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So thank you for that reason as well. And I do appreciate that. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time for that as well. So what are the chances? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about what are the chances of a major cyber attack where they could shut down the power grid. And again, could they do it in such a sophisticated way that there would be nothing that we could do about it? Okay. Could they compromise our military stuff, which they've already been in there? They've already talked about that. And I want you to think about this too, before we go forward with that. If they're talking about it now, okay, now think about this. If they're talking about it now, it's been going on for quite a while. All right. It's been happening for a while, and they're trying to figure out the where's the whens and see if they can catch those people. That's what they've been doing. Because why would you announce, yep, we realize you've been coming in and probing our system, so now we're going to let everybody in the world know, including you, that we know about it, and we're going to try to find you now. That they've been doing it for a while. It's been going on for quite a while. Again, I hope you guys like the mug too. I think that mug is awesome. Obviously, Mountain Girl sent that. And actually, the shirt that I have on tonight, kick that up there so you can see that as well. She sent that as well. So I like this shirt. I think it's cool. So anyway, a lot of issues, a lot of concerns. We should all be concerned, hugely concerned with what's going on moving forward. The unknowns with this, it could be very, very devastating. Again, in the wintertime, you would be talking about in a grid down situation, the number of deaths would be astronomical and nobody has to fire a shot. Nobody would have to fire a shot. So what would be in a grid down in the wintertime, even in the South, because you can freeze to death in the summertime. I want you to think about that. How do you freeze to death in the summertime? Well, not freeze to death, but you could get hypothermia and you could die. Well, the ground is a certain temperature. Our body temperature is 98 degrees normally, right? 98.6 is a normal temperature. If you're laying on a flat ground, that's going to suck the heat out of your body. And again, with people that are unprepared, that don't know what they're doing, a lot of them would lay right on the ground because they don't know any better, okay? And that the heat would get sucked out of them. They could go into shock and they could end up dying because of that. Hey, Route Terror, you think ammo can be a form of currency in SHTF? I think it could be, but the problem with that, if you are using ammo as a barter item with people that you don't know, are they going to turn around and use that ammo against you? So those are things that obviously you have to think about. If you were going to use that ammo as a barter item with people that you already knew, that you've established a relationship with, and you have a trust factor with them, then I would say yes, you could do it with that. Other than that, I would have a real hard time using ammo as a barter item at that point, because again, you don't want it turned against you, and that could be very much the case. That's my thought on that. If you have that relationship established with another group and you trust them and you know that they're not going to use it against you, maybe they, like with 22 ammo. 22 ammo is going to be very, very valuable because it's small fire or small game and stuff like that. And that's what you would be basically hunting, because the deer, any kind of bigger game would be hunted out in a heartbeat. It would be gone. So you would be looking at a lot of, squirrels, rabbits, anything else that crawls. People will, I'm telling you, and there's another issue. I hear a lot of people say, well, I just go off into the woods and there's plenty of game and all this and that. Again, we can go back to the Great Depression that happened. The woods were hunted dry, basically, almost. It took 30 years, and we're talking about a lot less people on the planet then than there are now. A lot less people, okay? And it took a long, long time, like 30 years, for the animal population to rebuild, to get to levels where they were not almost, hunted out. In an SHTF event now, if it happened, the woods would be hunted dry in no time at all. That's my opinion. I think what you would see first, you would see people would go and they would hit dairy farms or farmers and stuff like that, and they would try to get that beef, and beef and sheep and and pigs and all that type of stuff. Those would go first, especially for non-hunters. Okay, people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to hunting. But then when once all those would be gone. See, now it says I breed rabbits for food, which is great. We the people prepping just said that. That's fantastic, but you still need to have fat in your diet. Rabbits are very, very lean. So the problem with that comes down to that you're going to have an issue with that because you're not getting enough fat in your diet just eating rabbits all the time. You have to have the fat in your diet. So that's something to think about. Yeah, even yeah, they'd eat all the animals in the zoo too. Any kind of animal that was walking around would be gone. Cats, dogs, you name it. They would be extinct. They would not be around because people will eat everything. So yeah, stock up on bacon. Exactly. You know, are we all going to die in 2021? No. Nope, I don't think that would be the case. So yeah, just look what happened to the buffalo. Exactly. And they wanted the hides. They didn't even want the meat. So they left the carcasses rotting in the fields and just took the hides, which was sad, realistically, if you look at it, because that was for the American Indians on the plains. That was their main staple of food were the buffalo. So, but people are going to do what they need to do, okay, to survive. That's the bottom line. So the more prepared you are to handle that, and like I said, we're going to go from a hunting society to a growing society in a post-event. You better know what you're doing with gardening, being able to harvest well, save seeds, get those gardens in earlier, depending on what zone you're in as far as the gardening goes. I mean, if you're in the south, obviously you can grow a lot better sooner, which is great. But up in the north, you can't. But again, the advantage of the north is, I want to touch on this because I think it's really, really important. Really important. The advantage of being in the north is huge, in my opinion, because if they do an attack, some kind of attack in the, like, so let's say it was Christmas time and they did it at Christmas time. Hey, John Sarbo, heard on the news yesterday that people who have had the big C could lose their immunity in about 6 months. So would the immunity from the shot also go away in 6 months? And what was the last part of that? Why get it if it does? Exactly. Well, because the propaganda says that you need to get it. That's why. What amazes me, and I want to talk about that really quickly, and then we'll go back to this. And thank you very much for the statement, and thank you very much for the donation as well. If you go out and you get the vaccine, you still have to wear your mask. You still have to social distance, right? And you could still get the virus. Why would you get a shot that does nothing, realistically? It's going to be about $50 between the two shots. That's what the cost is going to be. So, that's a lot of money going for somebody. A lot of money going for somebody. So, but anyway, but again, by the time the spring rolled around, there would be a lot less people in the north. A lot less. Because between freezing to death, dying from dysentery from drinking tainted water, and people dying from lead poisoning, you would have greatly reduced numbers by the time the spring rolled around. Hugely reduced numbers. And again, an enemy does not have to invade us to destroy us. That's a fallacy that I think a lot of people, we talk about, a gun behind every blade of grass in the country, which is great until the grid goes down. Oregon Farm Girl, did you hear about 15 tractor trailers full of MREs heading to the West Coast major cities by this Sunday? I had not heard about that. No, I had not heard about that. But realistically, if you think about it, 15 tractor trailer trucks full is nothing. That's nothing. That's not going to feed a whole lot of people for a long time, in any way, shape, or form, realistically. That probably wouldn't feed one city for a day. If you realistically think about it, you think of a city the size of Los Angeles, 15 truckloads of MREs, that's not going to feed that city for a day. So that's realistically, that's nothing. They have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff, and out there. But there's definitely points where things are at. I mean, there definitely is. So, but it's definitely something that we all need to be. Again, don't be a victim. Be proactive. Prepare yourselves. Get ready as much as you possibly can. Okay. That's that's all we can do. Give ourselves our own advantage. Why would you, and again, I don't get that. I don't get it. So be smart. Be as prepared as you possibly can be. Do what you can in whatever time that we have between now and the balloon or whatever it is that goes up. Do the best you can. Continue to get ready, and go from there. That's just smart. That's just smart. And I don't understand why more people don't do it. you know, because they think, and well, I'll tell you why they don't do it, because they think nothing's ever going to change, everything's going to stay the same, everything's going to be wonderful, and there's no issues ever. So that's why that happens. Um, at our soy and meat are being brought up or bought up by China. Well, China's got a ton of issues, a ton of issues. So yeah, they're buying everything that they possibly can because they have so many more people to feed than we have to feed here in the U.S. So that's a huge, huge issue. So really quickly, guys, while I'm thinking about it, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community. So if you would, you know, if you want to go to my website, preppernurse1.com, the Prepper Nurse One community is a resource that we set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So if you're interested in trying to find somebody in your country or in your state, definitely join. It is free to join, does not cost anything. No credit card information is asked, but you do have to register, okay, because it's private. So definitely take advantage of that, all right? Also on the website, we have the Four Fathers CBD and hemp store. Definitely take advantage of that. If you click on their picture on the website, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase of a CBD or hemp product, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and it's the number 1, not ONE, and it will save you 15% on your purchase. So definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? Definitely take advantage of that. Also on the website, if you go back again, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down. It says Legacy Foods. We have the Legacy freeze-dried foods there. Take advantage of that too. Freeze-dried food is a good thing to have with your other preps in conjunction with it. It's a change it up, change of pace, different type of meal, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, made in the U.S. I think it's an awesome thing to have in your preps. I have it in my preps, okay? So definitely take advantage of that as well. So just wanted to put that out there really quickly. So what we're going to do really quickly, we're going to do 2 things right now really quickly. We're going to do the egg count real quick. And while we're waiting on the egg count, again, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up if you have not done one yet. And I appreciate that ahead of time because we're at almost 1,400 people in the chat. And we're just about 700 on the thumbs up. So again, I would ask you to shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that ahead of time. And also, hold on a second. Oh, hold on a second. Route. Hold on a second. Where did that go? Route terror. Cigarettes and alcohol can become great barter items. Absolutely. They can be really good barter items because people are still going to want to smoke. They're still going to want to drink. Absolutely. Those are good barter items. Very, very good barter items. Toilet paper, razors, deodorant, shampoo. Those are other things that you can get great barter items. But again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe and make sure you hit the bell icon for all notifications as well. So I'm looking on here to see what the guesses are for the eggs, and I will tell you the number in a second. So nobody is guessing correctly so far. Nobody's guessing correctly. Here we go. Okay, we finally got somebody got it right. Hold on. We have, where is that? Linda Lewis. If you said zero eggs, that's how many eggs we got today. And again, not a white supremacist symbol. This is 0. Or it's not 666. I heard that one too. Oh, that's also could be 666. No, it's 0. That's what it means. So yeah, no eggs today. Really cold here today. I don't think we broke 20 degrees today here at the homestead. It is, I'll tell you what the temperature is right now. Hold on, let me take a look. It is saying it's 14 degrees in town, which means if it's 14 in town, it is 6 to 8 degrees colder up here. So it is chilly. It's going to be a very, very cold night. So yeah. Oh, Charmaine Park, just, I guess 0. Okay, I didn't see it. I didn't, you know, by the time I started looking, I never saw 0. So time for fried chicken. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, it's just like I said, it's really cold and they're not going to lay. They're not going to lay. Okay. So we did that. We got that. Let's do this other one real quick, and then we're going to talk more about this whole cyber probing. I think it's all probes is what I believe it is. We're going to do the giveaway of the flashlight, okay? And this is the Through Night BSS V4. Again, I showed it in my earlier video today. Did a review on it. I really, really liked it. Okay, so how do I get to win this flashlight? Make a comment right now in the chat, and I will call on somebody, and I will do it obviously randomly to see who is going to win this flashlight. So, all right. I'll tell you what, to make it as completely random as I possibly can. Oregon Farm Girl. I saw that you said that you saw the video earlier. So since you watched the video earlier and you are here now, I'm going to give the tan flashlight to Oregon Farm Girl. And I want to thank Through Night for sending the 2 flashlights, being able to give one of them away. I appreciate that. So Oregon Farm Girl, if you shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com, I will, and give me your address, I will get that out to you as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so that is our winner. So I appreciate everybody jumping in here to see if you could get a chance, but I just figured that is as random as I possibly can be. So that is our winner. Okay, so again, shoot me that email, preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Give me your information, and I will get that out to you as soon as possible. And especially like right now, we're like a week away from Christmas, so that will be interesting. So today is also, since it's the 18th, I'll just share this with you guys, and I no longer mention it to her because it's like after a certain point, it doesn't make any difference. And actually, last year was the first year I didn't mention this, and it was per the advice of somebody who I respect a lot, and that's Megan, down in Pennsylvania. She had mentioned that, you know, sometimes you need to let things go. So today, the 18th of December, I call it the leave-iversary. 9 years ago today, my ex-wife decided that the grass was greener on the other side of the fence, and she took off. Yes, 1 week before Christmas. It was very, very thoughtful of her. But so that was what happened 9 years ago today. Again, a lot of water under the bridge since then. You know, I have no hard feelings. Like I said, that's, you know, it doesn't make any difference anymore. And, you know, you have to get to a point where you let those type of things go. And I have. You know, looking back, and this sounds kind of bad, looking back, I tell people, and I've said this for a while now, looking back is the best thing she ever did for me was leave. Because, you know, it just was. And so I can't complain anymore. Now, at the time, I'll be honest with you, it was very devastating at the time. Did not see it coming. I knew we were having our issues, but I did not see it, you know, coming at the time. But again, for years, I used to call her up on the 18th of December and say, happy leave-iversary. And it was more of a jab at that point. But again, like Megan and I were talking about it last year, leading up to that date, and she was like, you know, maybe you should just like let it go. And it was funny because I ended up having to talk to her last year on the 18th of December for whatever reason involving the kids, and I just didn't mention it. And I could tell she was waiting for it because I literally did it every year. And I just was like, you know what, it's beyond time to let it go. And I want to thank Megan for that awesome advice. You know, for kind of like making me look at it a different way. So I appreciate that. I think that's you know, that's awesome. So, but anyway, so I heard so in the comments earlier, and when I did the review of Through Night, they were like, oh yeah, a lot of preppers are selling flashlights. Well, I'm not selling any flashlights. I'm not getting anything from that. You know, they asked me to review it. I said that I would review it. I asked them to send me 2 extra, but they only sent me 1 extra, which I get it, you know, for the cost of them. So they sent me the 1 extra. So that's why I wanted to do the giveaway. And so, but you know, if it's something that using a discount code, which they have not sent me yet, by the way, Once they give me a discount code, I will get that out there for you guys, and I'll let you know so that you can save if you decide to make that purchase of that. So I would, if you're thinking about buying one, like I said, they're 65 bucks. Wait until I get that discount code, and I'll post that, and I'll let people know. And I will let everybody know. When I have that, saves 20%. It takes it down to like $49, I think. So it's a nice savings. So definitely wait for that. Oh, you want PN1 merchandise? Yeah, I got to get that going. I do again. I know, and I will. I promise you, I will get that going again. I just a lot of other things happening that I've been trying to take care of, and but I definitely will be get Uh, Ed, your son is pleasant looking. I hope you find. Oh, a nicely. Oh, thank you. You're saying I'm pleasant looking. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know what? And I'm sure I will. And I'm sure I will. I mean, it's just, you have to connect with that right person. And when the timing is right and it works out, then that's how it'll go. And, it is what it is. In the meantime, I have plenty of other things to keep me busy. Plenty of other things. So, yeah, no eggs tonight. No eggs today at all. I went out there. I went out about 2 o'clock and looked, and there was nothing. And I thought, then I'm like, they're not going to lay any today. And I went out and checked again at 7, because I went out and I locked them up. I closed up the hatch and all that stuff. And I checked then, and there was nothing. I was like, wow, it's just one of those days. And it, like I said, today was absolutely cold, absolutely cold. And here's the funny thing, like my Easter egger thick neck with the green eggs, she has not laid in a while now. Now, she did the same thing last winter. Once it gets cold, that chicken, she stops laying. When the spring comes, she'll start laying again. She does not like the cold weather. And, so again, that is what it is. I don't worry about it. I'm not worried about that at all. So, but a lot of concerns as far as cyber attacks. Okay. A lot of concerns with that. It is definitely something to be paying attention to. Again, if they're announcing it now, this is something that has been going on for quite a while. And there's been a lot of breaches with hospitals and other things as well. I can't remember who was one of the social media things also had some issues with that. So, but yeah, there's definitely things to be very, very concerned about moving forward. And so we just got to pay attention. Again, I'm going to say this again, and I say it all the time, and I realize it. But continue to prep, continue to get ready, be proactive, be ready to act, not react. The last thing you want to do and put yourself in a position where something happens, now you're scrambling and you're going, oh my God, we got to go get this, that, or the other thing. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be ready as much as you possibly can be to do what you need to do to get things squared away. So, yeah, Hella has woken. Yes, you heard her. Yeah, she was over there sleeping. So, I'm going to I got 2 cats on here. I'll show you a kitty sighting really quickly. We have Mrs. Bella, and over here is Mr. Buddy. And see, there's my legacy, guys. I have that here as well. So, I keep that there because that's a lot of food. Prison guard prepper 23. Hopefully nothing happens with these cyber attacks. Well, you know what? Again, I thank you very much for the statement and thank you very much for the donation. I am a big believer, and I talked about I always, me, if I get an opportunity to talk prepping, I'm going to talk prepping. I'm a big believer. I hope for the best and I prepare for the worst. I do not have a lot of faith in mankind. I do not. So I think that it's really important to be ready for whatever possibly could happen. Again, getting a couple weeks supply of food and water doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort. It really doesn't. Also, it gives you that advantage over 95% of the people. Again, if you live in the Northeast and you don't have some kind of heat source or some way to stay warm, think about being locked in your home. And I say locked in your home because you're unable to travel because there's no plows out there plowing. The snowstorm comes through and now you're stuck in there and you can't leave. Okay, because where are you going to go? Number one, it's too cold to be actually out there walking on foot or using a snowmobile or whatever for any length of time. And once that gas runs out, what are you doing then? Okay, so those are all things that are all factors that play into it. You're going to have to be prepared to be sitting for a long time till that spring comes. And how ready are you for that? And that's what you need to think about. And especially all of you out there that watching that have children, especially small children, if you're not prepping and you're not getting ready to keep them safe, to keep them fed, then shame on you. Because families needs to come first, always come first. A bully always blames it on someone else, the cyber attacks. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it wouldn't shock me if it was our own government putting out the propaganda, the blame game. Okay, I want you to think. So who's the boogeyman? Who's the bad guy? Right? We blame Russia. We blame China. Right? Vilify. Oh my God, China's bad. Russia's bad. Realistically, they're human beings just like we are. They want the same things. The average Chinese citizen, the average Russian citizen wants the same thing we want. They want to take care of their families. They want to live in peace. They want to just enjoy life. That's what they want, realistically. Okay. Now, you have factions in the governments all over the world that want complete and total control. That's what they want. They want to control every aspect of our lives. They want to tell us what to do, how to do it, and they're working towards that agenda. And that's all of them. Excuse me. United States, Great Britain, France, Russia, China, Vietnam, Australia, Germany, wherever you go, there's factions in those governments that want complete and total control. Using somebody as the boogeyman, because remember, Al Qaeda, they're the real boogeyman, right? It's ridiculous. Al Qaeda is not a threat, and I've said that before. I've absolutely said that before. It's like when people were like, oh my God, North Korea. What do you heard about North Korea? Nothing. Okay. North Korea, Iran, they're not threats. They want, again, the people, the average person wants the same thing that you and I want. I want to be left alone. I want to live my life the best way that I possibly can, be as happy as I can, enjoy my time with my family, watch my kids grow up, hopefully to be successful people and have a good life and enjoy my grandchildren when that time comes, right? That's what we want, realistically. So, but do you think it's possible the USA will see an EMP or a grid down from a cyber attack? I absolutely do. I think that is a huge probability. Okay. I think it's a huge probability. And it wouldn't shock me in any way, shape, or form if it happened. I think the initial shock for everybody would be the same, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But it's not a shock. It really isn't. So you can actually cook on a candle. Yeah, absolutely you can. But again, it would take a long time and that would suck. But again, being prepared and just being ready and doing it on a small scale is just the smartest thing you could possibly do. Hey, Route Terror, you have cardboard games like chess checkers to keep you sane. Hold on a second. Entertain and occupy during SHTF. Your sanity is very important. And you know what? I've done videos on that in the past. I have Jenga, Uno, plenty of decks of cards for playing euchre, for playing poker. I have poker chips. I have chess sets. I have checkers sets. All kinds of other games, Monopoly, all kinds of games. Because again, which is a very good point, in a grid down situation, you're going to have a lot of downtime, and you're going to need to occupy your mind. Now, there's other ways that you can occupy your mind as well by learning, having books, teaching books, learning how to do different skills. I think that's hugely important as well. But again, you still have to have some kind of entertainment. You can have, playing, poker and chess and euchre and all those type of different games. It's a really good way to dominoes, dice games, having dice games, all those type of things. Scrabble, yep, Scrabble's another one. But yeah, books are really important. Knowledge is power. I've talked about that a lot as well. The more stuff that you can have, the better off you're going to be. Okay. The more you know, it helps you out. It helps your group out. So if you have informational books that is going to be teaching, it's going to make a huge difference in the long run as well. So that's really, really important. So yeah, 52 card pickup. How about that one? So again, guys, really quickly, we're at 1278 in the chat. We're at 826 on the thumbs up. We gotta have a good number on here before we jump off tonight. We're gonna stay on until 20 after. So let's get it well up over 1,000. What do we think? Recently we hit 1,300 on the thumbs up. So there's no reason we can't be at least at 1,100 before this thing jumps off. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would absolutely ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Yeah, no Ouija boards. No Ouija boards. And I'll tell you a story on a Ouija board in a second. But again, I would ask you to shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time for that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, obviously positive or negative, obviously we prefer positive. It really helps with the channel, pushing us up higher in the rankings. So I would appreciate it for that reason as well. Again, also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So obviously that is the third reason. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you're not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So story time, yes. Ouija board. Being a kid, had a Ouija board. When you play with a Ouija board, you are opening literally a portal for evil spirits to come in, okay? And there are good spirits and there are bad spirits. But with that Ouija board, you are inviting bad spirits to come in, and they like to play games, and not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. I've seen some stuff that would curl your toes, okay, to be honest with you. And I stopped playing with Ouija boards a long, long time ago. Yeah, they're a tool, absolutely. Can be safe when used properly. You know what, Randy Romines, I'm going to disagree with that because it opens things up to be really, really bad. It could be really, really bad. So not a big fan of the Ouija board. Again, from what I have seen, not good at all. And just take my word on that. I have seen a lot of things. I have no problem with spirits, ghosts, none of that stuff. I've seen it all. Being in the medical field and working in old facilities, one of the places that I worked in the past was Monroe Community Hospital. Things have been there forever. Very, very haunted. Very haunted. And I work nights. So on a night shift, you see a lot more things, which is very, very interesting. So, yeah, Captain Howdy, Exorcist reference. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, you open up those there's certain things you don't want to play with. And that, like, I'll give you an example. As a youngster, and when I say youngster, I was in my teens, and I was like, prove to me that you're real. Prove to me that you're real. If there's spirits in this house, and it was my grandparents' house, and there had been people that had passed away there, and there was definitely activity happening in that house. Okay, a lot of activity. And I said, prove to me that you're real. So there was a period of time, like a week went by, where every night, 3 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up, boom, just like that, out of a dead sleep. And I'm like, that ain't doing it. I'm not impressed. Prove to me that you're real. Okay. I wake up one night, and there is a hooded figure. And I mean, the old, the whole hood and the long cloak and all that, standing at the end of the bed. Even that, I'm like, nope, that don't do it. Prove to me that you're real. The next night, I literally woke up and I felt somebody grab my wrist like this. And I felt that hand on my wrist. Okay. There was nobody there, but I felt that hand on my wrist. And I went like this. I went, okay, all right, I'm good. I believe you're real. I'm good. And I never screw with him again. I never questioned him again from that point on. There are things out there in our lives that you should not play with, that you should not, try to play with. Hey, Router, Do you believe in cryptoids like Bigfoot or the Mothman? Yes, I believe that they're out there. Again, Bigfoot could be somebody that way back crashed on the planet, from a different planet or something like that. People have seen them, and and that. Now, somebody said something. Hold on, I want to see what they had said. RV Source was saying something, and I missed it. And then he's talking about Wicca. There's a big difference between doing Wicca and doing something evil. With Wicca or paganism, they have a mantra of "in it harm none." So as long as you're not doing anything evil to anybody or anyone, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. There's a big thing with karma. Okay. The rule of three with the Wicca in paganism. When you do an evil act towards somebody, it comes back to you times three. So if you try to influence somebody, let's say a good example would be a love potion. You want to do a love potion. You are infatuated with Mary Smith. Oh my God, Mary Smith is the greatest thing in the world. I want Mary Smith for my own, right? If you do a love potion to get Mary Smith to see you, put a glimmer or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, to have her come to you, that's doing an evil act. That's not free will. Okay. Now you could put a love potion out there to bring love to you, but be careful what you wish for, because you could be attracting something not good. But again, no, Wicca is not bad. Wicca is not bad, not at all. So, you know, but anyway, if you do evil acts, it comes back at you. So a lot of people that follow Wicca, they're not doing anything to be evil. They just follow a different path. And it's realistically, it's the same type of thing as Christianity or anything else, to be honest with you. It's a different view. It's a different way of looking at things. And so, I just want to see hell and not evil spirits. Right. Well, she's knocked out and I'm not waking her up tonight. So I like it when she's sleeping. That's good, because when she's sleeping, she's not peeing and pooping in the house. So that way, when I get done with the stream, I can take her out and she'll go outside. So right now, with her sleeping is a good thing. So, but anyway, I'm just I'm sharing that information for people that don't know. So any kind of spell concerning love is enslavement. That's not love. Wicca is based on idea, harm ye none. Exactly. In it harm none. So, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody, not influencing their free will. That's kind of what that goes with. So, but again, whatever path you follow, again, and I've said it before, if it gives you peace of mind, I am absolutely happy for you. That's how I've always been. Oh, yes, Lloyd Kirk, I did actually. Yeah, hold on one second, guys. I want to grab this real quick. Hold on. I brought this in here because this just came in the mail today. So I'm going to open this up. You see U.S. Army, Special Forces down here. So Lloyd obviously sent that. So thank you very much, Lloyd. I appreciate that. Yep, that just came today. So that's very cool. That will definitely be flying next year. Okay, so thank you very much for that. And I wanted to show you the other thing that I got. Okay. And this came from Patricia. And she also sent something for Heather, Mom, Becky, and also Margie. So thank you for what you sent for them as well. I do appreciate that. But she also sent this t-shirt, which I think is absolutely awesome. Okay. You never see motorcycles outside a psychiatrist's office. All right. I think that is awesome, because that's true. because if you're getting wind therapy, you don't need a psychiatrist. So thank you. Oh, no, leave it alone. I'll put it over here. So thank you very much for that, guys. I do appreciate that. Thank you for thinking of Mom Becky and Heather and Margie as well. So thank you very much for all that. So, but yeah, if you ride a motorcycle, you don't need to go see a psychiatrist because you are getting your wind therapy and you are good. So, but I come from a family of Wiccans, and we have always worshipped the creator of nature, celebrated the seasons with herbs and spices. Tony Blackmoon just said that. And again, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different religion as compared to what other people are doing. So, like I said, to each their own. I have no judgment on anybody for whatever they do. I just don't. I just, like I've said it before. If it gives you peace of mind, that's awesome. Good example, okay? I'll give you a great example. Everybody celebrates Christmas, right? Realistically, Christmas is Yule, all right? It's a pagan holiday. And the Christians took it over and called it Christmas because they hijacked that holiday. They hijacked a lot of other holidays as well. Yeah, Wiccan is earth energy and spirit related. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about being one with the planet, one with nature. That's what it's absolutely all about. It's one of the oldest religions, if you will, out there. And again, the mantra of Wiccan or paganism is in it harm none. So, wow, what a horrible way to think, right? Being one with nature, being one with the planet, trying to be good to the planet. How horrible. What a terrible group of people. So, anyway, but again, Christianity stole Yule and called it Christmas. That's what they did. I mean, that's a fact. Look it up. So that's something, huh? But anyway, so getting off track, of course. Yeah, fishing gives me peace of mind. Rob Anderson just said that. And you know what? And there you go. And that works, Wiccan is the yin to the dark arts yang. Yeah, okay, so there's a big difference between being Wiccan and being a Satanist, okay? Satanist, that's all about evil. That's all people doing evil acts and stuff like that. Okay, Aleister Crowley, good example, right? They have a different agenda. They have a bad agenda. Generally, Wiccans, like you heard, back in the day, they would call these people witches because they worked with herbs and spices and helped people and healed people. They were healers, is what they were. But because they were different, because they followed a different path, they were considered evil, which is very, very narrow-minded in my opinion. And that's just me. So Eric Johnson, Ed, did you get my email? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I get a ton of emails, so I don't know if you sent something. I'm not sure if I got it or not. And prediction on when the attacks would happen. New Year's is my prediction. Prepping 101 just said. Again, if it was me and I was looking to do maximum damage in the best way possible, it would be Christmas. I would do it at Christmas because most people are going to be gathering with their families. And it's a great time to do it because you're not home. Most people are traveling. They're getting together. No matter what the governor of whatever state is telling you what you can and cannot do, people are still going to gather with their families. They're going to still do it. That's just a reality. So, Ed, Star Wars or Star Trek? Oh, that's tough because I actually liked both. I can't really pick between one of the two. I liked them both. So I don't really have one that is more of a favorite over the other. So I really can't make a choice there. Sorry. Told you about Trout and Coffee channel. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I really don't. So I apologize. I can't be religious anymore since going through the awakening this year. Colleen Grease just said that. Again, personal choice, and I respect everybody's right to believe whatever they want to do. Harvey Black II, Ed, how can preppers best prepare for a cyber attack. Again, Harvey, the best thing that we can possibly do, have alternative power sources in place, having solar panels, something that you can just charge up a few things if you need to, be it, rechargeable batteries, those type of things. Have that. Even a small system doesn't cost a whole lot. Having a couple of batteries to store power from the sun. Again, you don't have to have a huge investment. I have a huge investment in my system. I'm not going to lie, but again, I'm running two homes with my system, so it's a different thing for me. But if you're looking to charge up a laptop or a phone, or charge up your rechargeable batteries, that's you should definitely have some kind of alternative power source. I think everybody should have that. Okay, make sure you have enough food and water. That's important. Again, we never know. Like I said, whenever it happens, guys, everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this just happened." That's the reaction that everybody's going to have. But it's what you do after your initial reaction which makes all the difference in the world. If you are prepared ahead of time, then you are acting, right? If you are unprepared, you're going to be like most of the people in this country, and you're going to be reacting. And they're going to be reacting very, very badly. There's going to be a lot of panic. There's going to be a lot of fear. People are going to lose their minds, okay? If the lights went out tomorrow, I don't need to go anywhere. I'm right here. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do what I have to do. Okay. I'm not going to panic. I'm going to act. Uh, Prepared to protect the people and the people that I care about. That's what I'm going to do. As other people in my group come in, we will welcome them with open arms, and we will do what we have to do to make sure everybody's safe. And that's what it comes down to. Keep people dry, warm, safe, protected. Safety in numbers. And I've talked about that a lot, guys, a lot. Because at some point, you're going to need to make that decision. Am I grouping up with somebody to survive? And in a post event, in order to survive long term, you better be grouped up. You better be grouped up. And I think that's really, really important. If the lights go out tomorrow, things will get dark. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. And again, a lot of people are absolutely unprepared, unaware, walking around clueless. And think about the panic with those type of people. And they're going to run to the store. Okay, they're going to Big B Preps. Great channel, Ed. Been following for about 2 years. Learned a lot from you. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you as well. Obviously, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. Week away. So we got to talk about that, because I'm obviously not going to be live streaming on Friday because it's going to be Christmas. So I think what we're going to just do is I'm going to do my normal Wednesday. We're going to just skip Friday, because I don't want people to think, oh, I got to go watch Prepper Nurse 1. I want you to spend that time with your families and your friends and do that. So I'm just going to skip Friday. I'm just not going to do Friday. All right. I'll still probably put a video out, but I'm not going to do a live stream next Friday, because obviously that is Christmas. Okay. So, and then I'll be back on the Sunday. So just, I'm putting that out there now, just so you guys know. So I'm definitely going to skip that. Attack on our grid is the Third World War. And again, it depends on how bad it was. If they could go after our military with all the codes and attack us that way, that would be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. So Prepping 101 says, Ed, you are family. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And you guys are my family too. You're the Prepper Nurse 1 family. But I want you to spend next Friday, with your biological families and surrogate families, your friends and stuff like that. I think that that's important. So, and that's what I want to make sure everybody's doing. So that's why, like I said, next Friday, I will not be live streaming, because obviously that's going to be Christmas. So, and a lot of people are going to be traveling the day before. It would just not be, I just don't think it's a good idea. So I'll still do videos. I'll probably still I may do 2 videos, who knows? But, again, but what happened to the guy under my Merry Christmas 2.0? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, again, I'm one of those guys. I will always say Merry Christmas. I don't do the Happy Holidays nonsense. I'm not politically correct. If you're Jewish, Happy Hanukkah. Okay, awesome. Whatever you follow, I'm going to wish you a merry whatever you follow. But I have grown up my whole life with Merry Christmas. I will not be politically correct. I will not be bullied into changing what I say because somebody's offended. If you're offended, and I've said it before and I will say it again, that is your problem, not mine. So that's just kind of how I roll with that. I'm going to ask one more time here, guys, for the thumbs up. We're at 983. We got 1,100 people in the chat. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Let's see if we can get this up to 1,100 here before we jump off, because we're basically got about 6 more minutes to go. Time's gone by fast. So let's see if we can get it up over 1,100 for the thumbs up. So thank you if you have not done so already to show support for the channel. Again, it really helps with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. Yeah, Mary Yule as well. Exactly. Thank you. So also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up is the third reason. So thank you very much for that as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So on that note, let us do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people all over the world, all over this country. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that really quickly. Franklin County, Ohio. Yolo County, California. Very nice. Let's see. Franklin County, Ohio again. We have Nevada. Come on over here. Oh, there's the big boy. Where's that little puppy? Where's that little puppy? Not so little. Australia, upstate South Carolina. We have Iowa, Western New York, Edmonton, Oklahoma, Central Florida, Beech Grove, Indiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Ontario, Canada. Let's see. Nova Scotia in Canada. What? We have BC, Canada, Kansas City, Missouri, Nowhere, Oklahoma, New Zealand, Mesa, Oklahoma, Glenville, Georgia, Melbourne, Australia, Northeast Alabama, East Tennessee, Alpine, New York, Illinois. Let's see. Corpus Christi, Texas. What? Southeast Iowa. That was my eye. I didn't like that eye anyway. Kentucky, Massachusetts, Florida Central Coast, Columbus, Tennessee. Let's see. We have Washington State, I'm guessing. Yeah, no, she wants to go out. Oklahoma, Northern Georgia, BC, Canada again, Antarctica. If you're really in Antarctica, that's pretty cool. So Toledo, Ohio, North Wellington, Ontario, New Orleans, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Crown Point, New York, Helix, Oregon, the Bayou in Louisiana, very cool. We got Hawaii, Ulster Park, New York. Let's see. What else? We got? Eastern Long Island. So, yeah, she's a good girl. Are you a good girl? Are you full of it? Are you full of it? All right. So, anyway, I'm going to hold her here for a minute, and then I'm going to take her right outside. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job on here keeping the chat clean. You guys are awesome. So, thank you for all that you do. I'm going to encourage you all, please be safe. Continue to get ready. I think our time is running out. I really do. I don't think we have a lot of time, and we need to be as ready as we possibly can. The Appalachian Trail, very cool. That's a good spot to be. No yellow snow, exactly. So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember, because we are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can focus on that and not the other stupid stuff, we're going to be in much better shape. Hey, Amber, a woman passed out after getting the vaccine. I saw that today. It was a nurse, a very healthy nurse. So think about if you're compromised, how well that would have gone over, right? Um, yeah, not good. So thank you very much for saying that, and thank you for the donation as well. I do appreciate it. Also, guys, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Also, remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. Look at these paws on this freaking dog. She is going to be big. She's going to be a big girl. A big girl. Um, so just work at it methodically. You can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish, and the only person that can stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down. They are not there to help you. They just don't want to. They're not positive people. Surround yourself with positive people. All right. I hope everybody has a great night. I will see you all tomorrow. Be safe. Continue to get ready, guys. Just continue to prep. Do the best you possibly can. What? What? Oh. All right. I'm going to get this one out to the toilet. All right. I'll see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1. Out for now. Stop. You're crazy.